So the cichlid tank has officially been moved to the basement. I have to say, moving a 90-gallon fully established cichlid tank along with all these rocks to the basement was no easy chore. I'm a big fan of bleaching my rocks. You can do it safely by soaking them in a relatively diluted solution of bleach and water, and soaking them most of the night. That clears up all of the bleach. At that point in time, or I'm sorry, all the algae, and at that point in time, you can clear up all the bleach by dumping the water carefully and filling it up again with really hot water, which I do in the shower. Also adding a bunch of dechlor. I really go crazy on the dechlor. I let that soak overnight, and things are pretty much ready to go at that point. I've never had an issue with losing a fish or anything. So for this move, all the water obviously had to be drained out, left the sand in the tank with just a tiny bit of water, barely any at all. I have one of those kind of cheap Sensen or whatever they're called, canister filters. That one was full. I'd been letting it go for over a month, so it was really loaded with bacteria. So of course, needing that, I did clean. I dumped the water out of it, but didn't clean any of the filters or even rinse them or anything, which is usually what I do. But in this case, it was really important because redoing all of the water like that, you know, you're really playing with fire in terms of the cycle. So added some dechlor obviously to the new water. We're on day 2. Everybody's happy. I did lose one fry on the move, but that's pretty good. I didn't lose any actual fish, adults or juveniles. And so, yeah, I mean, things seem to be going pretty good. Just wanted to kind of document. Now we're down in the basement, and everybody's happy. It was a pain in the butt, but it's possible. Definitely was not a one-person job getting it downstairs. Luckily we have carpeted stairs, so that kind of made it easier. And actually, I have at least one holding fish, the yellow Silousy right there, the smaller one, Silousy Taiwan Reef. She's still holding after the move, so I thought that was pretty impressive. And the rest of these guys, I actually just put the rocks back in because I let them soak overnight. So they're kind of finding their territories right now, which I think is always fun. Those two are going at it, obviously. So we've got so those two. So that's a Lion's Cove. Actually, she looks to be holding. They don't like the flash, so of course they're going to hide. But anyway, there's doing the dominance dance. This tank's real fun because numerous fish in here were born in this tank. That Obi zebra born in this tank. Not long after the fry were born, the mom ended up dying, got attacked. So it's really nice because I still have the kind of the lineage. The Chuir hiding in there. He's not real happy with me. See who else I can get. Come on out, guys. Let's see if I if I tempt them with food, let's see what they do. Try to get a shot. It's funny, there's a peacock. It can be done with Mbuna. I did lose a peacock though. I've learned that Mbuna do not like any of the red hues for peacocks. They don't mind some of the lighter folks, but when you start dealing with reds, I think that there's a natural aversion to red cichlids in Lake Malawi. That's just my own theory. I haven't read it anywhere. But I had a nice red, I think it was a flame tail, if that's right, like an albino, real pretty fish. And lasted about 2 days. I felt really bad about that. Learned a lesson for sure. Let's see if anybody comes out. But I've got haps in here too. I have no aggression issues. But I think the key is keep the reds out, at least for the fish. Feed them quite a bit. Keep the tank clean. Lots of hiding places for the Mbuna. I mean, I have 30 fish in here. 30 fish, and you can barely see any right now. And that's sort of the key. They don't, they don't want to be seen that often. They want to be seen on their terms. So, again, I'm no expert. Everything that I know, I've learned on my own. Trial and error. But really, these guys aren't that difficult. I mean, if you're comparing to saltwater, especially reef tanks, which I keep one upstairs, really, these guys are easy. You keep the water clean. They shit a ton. I mean, even this tank right now, looking as clean as it is, it's full of shit. And that's no joke. You need some serious filtration. Honestly, one canister isn't quite enough for this 90. So the back of this, I picked this tank up off a local breeder. His name's Steve Poland. He's got a Facebook page. He kind of specializes in peacocks and things. Check out his page. He's got a lot of good information. But anyway, this tank he sold used. He had painted the back of it black, and I kind of like that look. It works real well when the blue lights are on. So I'll switch those over here just to give a feel for the way it looks. The blues, oh, that looks weird coming from the side. Let's see who we can get down here. So down here we got a Truvase and a blue ACI, Johanni. We've got a female hap. We've got possibly a female Venustus. We've got, I think that's a hongi, and some red booby zebras that were born here. And Dad's actually still in here. The ACI is huge. I actually have a blue lip, Williams Eye blue lip, hiding out somewhere in this tank. You can see so bumblebee in the back. This little guy is interesting. So this little blue guy, he is actually part of the same group of fry that produced the orange, OB zebras that I just showed you a minute ago. And the dad was Well, the mom was a red OB zebra. Looked just like this guy. The dad was... Oh, there's one of the fry that survived. You can't really see him too well. And it might be the dad in there. And I'm drawing a blank on the name of that fish. Let's see if we can get down here without creeping him out too much. Here we go. So that's one of the babies. I believe that fry belongs to... well, one of the Cynotilapias. It's got a little bit of a red on his head. He's the only one that survived of his group. There we go, that's a good shot. So he's kind of a mystery because I didn't see anybody holding, and then one day he was there. Not you. No, it's got nothing to do with you. But anyway, there's the blue guy I was talking about. So he's one of the red OBs. Just like him, they're brothers. Look nothing alike. So go figure. So that's the tank, and I was hoping to get a shot of the Williams eye. Not gonna get one. But this is after the move, and everybody's doing well. Signing out.